Okay, everyone, so we're going to be doing a unboxing here of the Asus Crosshair Formula-Z motherboard. It's an AM3 Plus motherboard, and probably the highest end AM3 Plus board you can get. And we realize that there's a lot of those new Z97 boards coming out for Intel and all that, but we felt AMD deserves one last little final jump for their FX series, so we're going to be installing an 8150 in this first, and then we'll be upping that to a 9590, which this is one of the only two boards on the market that are actually specifically designed to support the 9590. So anyway, here you have the front, you have the side, you have the back of the box. I know it's a little hard to see, don't have very good lighting right now. Then we have the other side, all your info down there. And if you open up the front, there's little Velcro straps. Gives you a little peek window at what's going on with the motherboard. So you've got all your little features over here, such as their Supreme FX sound, their Extreme Engine Digi Plus 2, their Gamer First 2, and you have some bundled software, Daemon Tools and Kaspersky, I can't say it, antivirus. So if you look close, here we have the board right here, absolutely gorgeous board. You have the socket there, you have the huge VRM heatsink, which is absolutely necessary for the 9590 because we all know that that thing has the 220 watt TDP, and it's been reported it can consume up to 250 watts overclock, so you have this huge VRM heatsink. You get your four RAM slots, and the RAM slots are rated at 2400, but we'll get into more detail on the board itself later. So let's go ahead and continue with the unboxing. Also, just something I wanted to suggest to people: anybody planning to buy a new motherboard for AM3 Plus, I recommend you go buy this, or you go buy the Sabertooth Revision 2 AM3 Plus, because they probably won't be around too much longer, considering that the AM3 Plus socket is likely going bye-bye now. So, anyway, let me go ahead and pull out the top piece of the board right here. And I'll get into the board here in a little bit. So then we also have an entire second box for your accessories. And then I'm going to set this down over here. So the second box here is going to have all your accessory stuff in it. Pops open like that. Got everything that it comes with laid out nice. You've got obviously your I/O shield, which this is a lot nicer than most I/O shields that I've seen. Of course, I can't open it. There we go. It's actually a really nice I/O shield. It's not the okay, yeah, it is actually. It's padded, so it's not those little clips that stick out and are really hard to get in. It's a nice padded. But even though it's padded, they didn't use the black over here. They put the black pads underneath a silver coating, so it still gives it the look that you'd normally expect on the inside of your case. So we've got that. We've got here are all the here's your disc inside the instruction manual, along with a looks like a sticker, Republic of Gamers sticker. It's kind of hard to see, but yeah. Anyway, we have that. We got your user manual, pretty detailed user manual. Asus is always known for pretty good user manuals. Couple languages there. You've got a door hanger, which actually comes bent up. I'm a little surprised about that, but it's a door hanger. It's not like it really matters. Do not disturb on gaming, and then it has just a bunch of info on the back about ROG. So we have that. All your cable labels, your SATA cable labels, which these are actually really nice to have. You can label your HDDs and your optical drives. You can just wrap it on the back side, obviously, of the cable management side of your case, so that way you can identify which cables are what, so you're not trying to find where it feeds through the grommets or anything of the sort. And then you've got a triple SLI bridge, which this board does support triple SLI, not quad. Well, it supports quad if you were to use dual GPU cards, but I mean, we're talking about you know, triple 3 cards, 3 full cards. It'll support them at X16, X8, X8. More detail on that later. You have your Asus ROG Link, I believe it's called, cable. It's really just a USB 1.0, it looks like, because they're white connectors. Male cable, so that you can actually monitor your stats of your computer from an external computer or a laptop. And even further than that, you can overclock your system and whatnot from a laptop, which is really good for extreme overclocking, which, as you saw from that huge VRM over there, any overclocking that you can get on this board, it's going to handle pretty much anything you could possibly throw at it. We've got their Q connectors, I believe they're called, which I'm not actually going to open these yet because they get lost, but you've got, you plug all of your front cables into this little connector, and then it plugs directly into the board. And then they have a, I believe it's an audio, probably, yeah, a USB or an audio. I think it's USB. Q Connect right there too, so that it makes for not necessarily better looks or cable management, but it's simpler because you're not trying to plug each individual pin into the board. So that's actually really nice. In here we have, this would be a Crossfire bridge for a single card, and as you can see, it's a really long one. So if you look at it, that will stretch Crossfire between the top and bottom cards. So you're not going to have an issue with any Crossfire configuration. You can do 1 card, bend it up like that, or 4 card spacing. Or it might only be 3 card spacing. I'll have to check that here in a little bit. We will be doing a Crossfire setup in this at some point with dual 290s. That'll come over the summer. So yeah, and then they also include an even longer. Yeah, okay, yeah. So this must be a triple slot, and then an even longer SLI bridge. So I mean, you can do anything from 1 to 4 spacing SLI. So it's nice for them to include that. They don't include the little dinky, crappy ones. You know, they're matte black, and they're not cheap. They're nice. They gave you the best of the best when it comes to Crossfire cables and SLI cables. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 SATA 6 gigasecond cables, which it looks like you have in each package. You have one that is a flat to flat connector, and then you have one that is a flat to 90-degree connector. So it gives you the options. You have 6 drives here, or 3 if you only want to use a certain type of connector, or whatever you're planning to do there. And so that will be it for the accessories. So go ahead and close this. Really nice box. It's a really thick box. If you've never unboxed an Asus product before, or at least a motherboard in particular, or a graphics card, which that would actually be me, then you'll really feel. I mean, this cardboard is not cheap. I can't bend it. It doesn't twist or anything. They do a really good job with the packaging, which they better for a motherboard of this price tag. Which at the time of speaking, you know, normally I wouldn't mention prices, but it's on a really good. It's at a really good price right now for $225 on Newegg or Amazon, as of the time of filming this video. So I am going to go ahead and open this up now. Need to figure out where the connectors are. Okay, it's just 2 little connectors at the bottom. Oh, okay, I get it. If you open it up like that, you got an anti-static piece in the back, and wow, this is a really heavy board. That's the first thing you'll notice. This is not lightweight or cheap by any means. This is a heavy board. You can really feel that thick VRM heatsink, everything. Very nice. I'm gonna go ahead and set that down in here, and I'll just go over a few of the quick things about it. So as you saw earlier, we have the huge VRM heatsink up here. Huge. It's black and red, just like all their other products. So then you've got 4 PCI X16 slots. If you do two-way, or well, single card will run X16. If you do 2 cards, one will be X16, one will be X8. These are PCI 2.0. I apologize. And then if you do 3 cards, you'll have X16, X8, X8. So you're not going to get a bottleneck on pretty much anything that you throw at this board. You've got a Southbridge cooler, pretty big one. In terms of the side, you have 8 SATA 6 gigasecond ports, which I know that's a little hard to see, but then you have your USB 3.0, you have your 24 pin, you have a reset and start button and a go button. Can't remember what the go button's for, actually, surprisingly. It's probably listed somewhere. You have an on-off switch here, which I'm actually not sure what that one's for either. It's my first time with Asus's motherboards, so I haven't quite memorized all of their little features yet. So yeah, there you have it. I mean, I'll go ahead and show you guys the back. Oh, one interesting thing, actually, two quick things. The 4 RAM slots run RAM at 2400, which seems off because the 990FX chipset actually only supports up to 1866 RAM. But Asus has done some tweaking, and they figured out a way to get it to run at 2400 megahertz on your RAM, so you can get really, really high-end RAM speeds out of this. Also, one thing to note, you have an 8-pin and a 4-pin CPU power connector, which is actually really, really good because if you're going to be throwing something like a 9590 in this, you're not going to get enough power out of a single 8-pin connector. And then down here, you have their Supreme FX audio chip, which that's actually really hard to see. I'm trying to be careful with the board, but you can see there's actually a dedicated channel for it that goes up to the audio connector that separates everything, and also down to the external audio connector, so you get really high-end audio out of this. And then we have, on the side, we have all your ports, which consist of, here, I'll get it closer for you guys. Alright, you have your PS2 port, you have 2 USB 2.0, you have a optical audio, you have 2 USB 3.0, you have, sorry, and then you have I'm going kind of alongside the board, you have 3 USB 2.0 and then a something else down there. It's a white coated USB, so it's either a 1.0 or it's a specific port. You then have up here 2 more USB 3.0s and 2 eSATAs, and then you have your killer LAN, or no, sorry, I think, is it Intel LAN or killer LAN? I can't believe I don't know this. I'm tired. I apologize. So then you also have 2 USB 2.0 under that, and then you have your 8-channel audio. Well, you know, 8 channels because 6 ports, 8 channels. And then also you have a 4-pin Molex connector by the PCI slots down there. And that 4-pin Molex connector supplies extra power, so when you're pushing these PCI slots really hard, you're not going to be blowing out and melting your 24-pin connector. So everyone, thank you for watching our unboxing of the Asus Crosshair V Formula-Z AM3 Plus motherboard. This is Ethan Word from Word Tech Reviews. Be sure to check out our site. We'll be doing a full review with benchmarks and testing and everything of this later. I also want to end off saying that I apologize for A, the poor video quality, B, the poor audio quality, and C, the kind of messy background. We're going to be cleaning this up. I'm actually using my webcam right now to film, which isn't ideal at all for something like this, but it's the best I had at my disposal currently. So we'll be doing a lot more videos this week, or sorry, no, this year. We're going to be doing a lot of videos, especially over the summer. We're going to be getting a lot of products. So we'll be sure to keep you guys updated and everything. And if you liked the video, like it. If you dislike it, you disliked it. And please subscribe if you're interested in more stuff like this, because the more supporters we have, the more likely we are to start doing more stuff like this and get a really high-end camera and do some really cool stuff for you guys. So thank you for watching Word Tech Reviews, and we'll see you next time.